When you're looking for something new, whether it be a place to eat or somewhere to grab a cup of your favorite Joe in the morning, you're bound to run into a couple of bad experiences along your journey. So I'm out with my girl, and we just finished up a little date night meal, and now we want to get some sort of dessert. We decide on ice cream and hit up the trusty Apple Maps to help us find something new because we're sick and tired of the same shit that's been around our area. Staring down at my phone, I noticed that through the options that I was given, a new unfamiliar location has popped up. Frenzo'S Gelato. I knew immediately that this was a place to try. Oh boy, was I not ready for what was to come. We get to the place and we walk in and we are immediately greeted by the most gargantuan, beefy man I've ever seen in my life, who shortly after we find out is Frenzo. He greets us from behind the counter with the thickest Italian accent I had ever heard. In fact, it was so thick, I almost thought for a brief moment he wasn't even speaking to us at all, but rather making aggressive sounds at us as we made our way inside. Before we could even take a look at the options that he had, he started giving us a history lesson of his gelato and stressed that every ingredient was directly imported straight from Italy itself. Sure, dude. He starts scooping samples of his ice cream for us to try without even asking, which is totally fine until we asked to try other flavors, and that is when we realized that was never an option we had to begin with. After forcing down a range of bizarre flavors like tomato vine and pickled jalapeno with strawberry, we were finally offered his signature flavor, which is Frenzo's Signature Gelato, which, in the best way that I could describe, was a blander vanilla with little dried fruit bits that you could find in a Christmas fruitcake, but like 3 years stale. But of course, we are not assholes, so we had to tell him that it was good and act like we weren't planning on leaving to go somewhere else to find ice cream. But that was our mistake. He then proceeds to assume that Frenzo's Signature Gelato was what we were going to order and starts scooping out a cup for both of us. We had no choice but to just accept it at this point, just to be done with the situation, because I had a sneaking suspicion that this could not have ended any other way faster. Once he scooped both of our gelatos in the cup, my girlfriend asked for a topping. This is when Frenzo looks directly in her soul and says no. Then he turns to me and says, "You're not gonna ask for toppings either. If you did, I would have to break your arms." He followed it up with a cynical laugh to play it off as a joke, but he still didn't give us any toppings. After feeling defiled and quite frankly baited, I pay for the ice cream and we leave. We get to the car and try a couple more bites of his signature flavor and reassure that it was absolute ass. So we throw it away and decide we can get better ice cream from Walmart. We get to Walmart and walk over to the freezer section to look for ice cream, and once we get our pick and turn around to check out, we run into none other than Frenzo himself. It's like he followed us to make sure that we ate his cursed gelato. But it couldn't have been any worse of timing because we make direct eye contact with him and he notices that we have ice cream that is not Frenzo's Signature Gelato. Before any further mental processing could happen, we just beeline it straight to the self-checkout and got the fuck out of there. The whole drive home, me and my girlfriend were just lost for words with the fever dream of an experience we had just both had. And to make things even wackier, a month or so after this experience, Frenzo's Gelato was completely gone, wiped off the map, making it feel like maybe we did imagine it after all. Ever since then, I've grown to be a little more skeptical of places anytime we decide to try something new, because you never know when it could be the next Frenzo's Gelato experience.